Hey everyone, welcome back to the Infatuasian podcast. We are recording in person again. Back to the, what do we call this? The classroom studio, or we're in the penthouse. We're on the fourth floor again, and we have a couple guests with us. Coming back for her third podcast is Sydney. Welcome back, Sydney.
Hi, Curtis. Thank you for having me again.
Oh, we're going Curtis now.
Yeah, on the podcast.
Okay. No, I'm fine with that. So yeah, it's been a little while, and the timing worked out perfectly because you came up to me. When was it? Like Monday or earlier this week? And she was like, "Do you have any episodes I can be on?" And I was like, And then she goes, "I'm really interested in communications and media studies for college." She's a senior in high school, and I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, we have someone coming on who has a background in communications and media." So Sydney's back. So welcome back. It's been 6 months? No, it's been since like July.
Yeah, since July, but then the most recent episode I was on came out in December.
That's true, yeah. We did the low-high one, yeah. So people have heard you more recently, but we actually haven't recorded for several months. So welcome back. Everything's going good? Yeah, actually. There's some side story, folks. We'll tell you about that one later. But,
could be better.
Yeah, that's true. You know, it always could be better. But we got spring break coming on.
Oh, yeah, we do.
So that's good. That's always fun. So we have special guests with us today. So as you guys know, we are in San Francisco, the Bay Area, and it is, I would say, top 3 food destinations in America. What would you say, Julia?
I definitely agree. Yeah.
I think
what
so,
are your
right?
other 2?
I would say New York, New Orleans.
Okay.
What would you say?
My brother's in New Orleans right now, actually. I would say New York and LA.
LA is good, too.
Yeah.
Okay, top 5. It's debatable.
There's a lot of good food everywhere.
Chicago could be a good food town,
Chicago,
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, but I think it's one of the top 5 in the country. And sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes you're thinking to yourself, well, where should we eat? There's so many choices. If only there were a guide that we could go to at our fingertips to find out about these places. And so if you live in San Francisco, you've probably seen this website. It's called, now this is going to be hard for me to say because I'm so used to saying Infatuation, but it's called the Infatuation SF. And you can get lots and lots. Have you looked at the website at all?
I did. I saw like all the ratings. They like specifically have like restaurants and then like rating each one like out of 10.
Yeah.
Like I saw some 8.6s. I saw a restaurant that I recently went to in it was in Little Italy.
Yeah, North Beach.
North Beach. I think it was a seafood restaurant.
Sotomare?
Yeah, Sotomare.
Yeah.
I went there. It was so good.
That place is classic. Yeah.
So fun.
But there's so many, and so this website is really helpful. And so I'm poking around the website, and I keep seeing this name pop up over and over, and that name is Julia Chen. And she happens to be here with us today. Hey, Julia, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here. You know, like if you go on the Instagram, there's some reels. And there's one with you talking about, you know, where you would take people from out of town. And you have the smoothest voice.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much.
And I was thinking, we got to get this kid on the podcast. So we're so happy to have you here. Welcome. And so, we like to greet our guests in the Asian way. And so we're kind of in the mid-afternoon. So I don't know what you do about this. But, Julia, have you eaten yet?
I have eaten today. I actually just checked out the new Boy Chick Bagels this morning. It just opened on Sacramento, like up in Laurel Heights. And they opened on Saturday. I love Boy Chick. I always go to the Berkeley one. It's really close to my parents' house. And so, I had that kind of as like a mid-morning brunch.
Now, is this for work?
It was for work,
okay.
yeah. So it's a new opening. We checked those out and,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm glad you've eaten. Sydney, have you eaten yet?
I had a nice little drink from Teaspoon up the block.
That's all you've had all day? Oh, man, I should have brought snacks. We should have brought snacks.
Oh, that's okay.
Brought too many drinks.
We got beverages, yeah.
Lots of bevies.
We're well hydrated. But, okay, so we'll get you home before 5. How about that?
It's okay. Megan's at cheer practice.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, your sister's in cheer practice. Yeah. All right, so we've greeted our guests, and now we usually talk about ancestry a little bit, and we actually, funnily enough, in Chinese have the same last name.
Yes, that's right.
So we could be from the village.
I know, who knows? Trace the way back.
How far back do you know? Do you know your ancestry?
I am Chinese, yeah. So my parents are both Shanghainese, actually.
Shanghainese.
Yeah, I don't know about you.
No, I'm Southern.
Okay. Yeah.
But, it's a big village.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, my parents both are Shanghainese. My mom grew up in Taiwan, and then my dad grew up in Indonesia. So, and then they both came here relatively young.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you born here, Bay Area?
Yeah, I was born here. Yeah.
And so was there any hint when you were a kid that you would someday grow up to be a restaurant reviewer? Or did you have a fine palate? Were you a picky eater? Did you eat everything?
I feel like I ate everything. I don't know. My parents might disagree, but I didn't even honestly know that food reviewing was like a real job. But I mean, I always have loved food. My family's always loved food. We would have a lot of like family gatherings at restaurants. Basically all of my family's in the Bay, so that was kind of how we would just get together. So yeah, I've always had a love for food, which helps for sure. I wasn't ever like eating at the finest restaurants when I was like 8 years old, you know.
Do you feel like you could, like your palate, do you feel like you could pick stuff out and like, could you notice things about food? Like, oh, this tastes like lemon, not lime. Or, you know, like, could you do that as a kid or as a teenager? Were you a little bit picky about stuff? Not picky, but discerning about things?
I think so. I think starting in high school when I got my license and could drive around was kind of when I just started going out to restaurants, and that was how I would spend my time, just trying to like try new places. So that definitely helped.
Okay. Yeah. How about you, Sydney? Do you feel like you have fine taste, or will you eat anything?
I feel like I'm a picky eater. Like I'm I'm big on textures. If the texture isn't good, or like it's mushy, or it feels like boring to eat, I will not enjoy it. I've been to a couple restaurants where I just couldn't finish my plate because the taste was okay, but then the texture was just like kind of boring in a sense.
I used to not like mushy things either, or like soggy.
Yeah. You know the official term for that?
What is it?
Mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel.
Isn't that a weird term?
Mouthfeel,
You need to have good mouthfeel for you to enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's get into this. I think the audience out there will want to know how you got this gig, because for a lot of people out there, you kind of have people's dream job in a way. You get to eat for a living. And so so you go to college, and what were you thinking in college?
So I was at UCLA. I was a communications and gender studies double major, and I honestly had no idea what I wanted to do with that. Kind of because communications is so broad that I was just like, oh my God, what field do I want to be in? And then after I graduated, I was just kind of like applying to so many different jobs, like any job that would pay me money. And I ended up doing publicity for foreign language films for a little bit for the awards season. So that was fun. It was cool. But I was like, this is not really my forever career. And then around the time that I decided that I wanted to move back to the Bay, which was kind of in like January, February of 2020, this job opened up. And so I saw it, I applied, I decided that I wanted to move back, and then it all kind of happened early March. And then my first day was literally
pandemic.
The first day of the shelter in place, stay at home. They were like, we're going to be work from home for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So
no restaurants.
It was a weird beginning for sure.
Yeah. Had you ever used the Infatuation website or anything?
Yeah. So I knew about them when I was in LA.
Okay.
I read the site when I was down there throughout my college years. And so I was just like poking around on their jobs boards when I graduated. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're one of the luckiest people in the world to have found this gig?
Definitely. It was honestly like the perfect fit. And then the timing worked out where I had a job before the pandemic, which was really lucky.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So actually, for our audience out there who hasn't surfed around on the Infatuation, it's a funny fact or a fun fact. When I was thinking about a name for the podcast, I thought of Infatuation. So then you do your SEO, see who else is out there. And what pops up all the time when you type in Infatuation, what pops up is the Infatuation.
Yeah.
And it goes, do you mean Infatuation? Like, no, I want Infatuation. And so I think out there, you probably get at least 3 clicks a month from people looking for me.
Oh my God, thank you so much for the clicks.
Maybe two. But you get a couple clicks a month for people looking for me, and they end up on your website.
Sure. Yeah.
But so your bottom line is going way up just because of me, probably.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. But okay, so you start working at the Infatuation. Can you tell people out there kind of what, I kind of described it a little bit. I'm sure you can do a better job. What is the Infatuation?
So the Infatuation is a restaurant recommendation site. We are full-time in 12 cities in the US and London. So in those cities, we have teams of writers and editors. And then in most of them, we have now social media managers, which is super cool. That's been really great. But we are also in other cities, like travel destinations. Like we have a lot of coverage in Mexico City, in Paris, San Diego, places like that. But in the full-time cities, we do reviews and guides for the city. The review is pretty self-explanatory, but our guides, we kind of break them down into like 3 different categories. So there's cuisines and dishes. That's like best dumplings, best Ethiopian food, best pasta. And then we have neighborhood guides, best restaurants in the Mission, the Richmond, things like that. And then our 3rd category is kind of the most fun, in my opinion, which is like our situational guides. I think that's what we're known for a lot.
Yeah.
So, it can be anything from like where to have your birthday dinner to where to dress up and not feel stupid, or where to go when you're sick of ordering 2 to 3 small plates each.
Love it. No, those are super
Those
fun.
are fun.
Yeah. And one fun one I saw just recently was you rated every dumpling restaurant that had 2 words starting with dumpling.
Yes. That was fun. That was last week. We published it. We just were like, there are so many restaurants in SF that are dumpling
It's
something.
just kind of funny, yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny. It's like pretty silly, not.
Yeah.
So there's like Dumpling Baby, Dumpling Story, Dumpling Specialist, Dumpling Home, Dumpling House.
Right.
So we're like, let's just rank them all.
All 2 words. So sorry out there if you have 3 words in your name. You didn't get reviewed this time.
Yeah, there's also Dynasty Dumpling, and then there's Dumpling Dynasty.
But it doesn't start with dumpling, so they didn't
Right.
make the list.
Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't do any generalists. It had to be dumpling in the title.
Well, we do have a Best Dumplings guide separately.
Which is not always dumpling houses.
Yeah, so that it doesn't matter what their name is. Yeah. And we have Best Dim Sum, we have Best Chinese.
Yeah,
So
super fun,
Yeah.
super fun. All right, so everyone get out there and take a look at the website. There's situational guides, there's cuisine guides. It's all super fun. So we are the Infatuasian podcast, so we'll be talking mostly about Asian food, but by no means is the website limited to Asian food. You got everything on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and including fusion. So, all right, so 12 cities, including London. Do you get to travel between cities at all to do work, or they have you mostly doing SF stuff?
They have me here just because we want our full-time teams to kind of be, or whoever's writing the guides for the cities, to be experts of their city.
Yeah.
To live there and know the city really well. But, we're mostly based in New York, so I do get to travel there sometimes for work, which is fun.
It's a good food town, too. All right. And so, another fun fact that Julia dropped on me was that they have an employee resource group that ironically is called the Infatuation Group.
Yeah, when you emailed me, I was like, is this an event for the,
Who is this?
for the employee
they have
group?
a podcast? We didn't know they had a podcast.
Yeah.
So
Funny
it's an employee group
coincidence.
for Asian employees across the
Yeah.
country called the Infatuation. So I better trademark my group before you guys have your own podcast.
Right, you got to get on that.
All right. So call my lawyer. All right. So your technical title is senior writer. What are some of your duties?
So,
What do I do?
I know. Well, basically, so we are a small team in SF. There's 2 of us writers, and then we have an editor and a social media manager. So it's just us 4. But my day-to-day, I would say every day we're publishing like 1 to 2 guide updates. We'll usually do 1 new guide every week or every couple weeks, and then 8 to 12 new reviews per week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Per week? Wow.
Yeah. So it's a
Okay.
lot of writing.
Yeah.
And so 9 to 5, I'm just at my computer writing, editing, organizing, making spreadsheets. And then at nights, I'm out eating. So I'm usually out like 6 nights a week.
Oh, wow.
Maybe like 5 to 10 meals
For
total
work.
for work. Yeah.
And can you bring people with you?
Yes.
Can you bring people you know from podcasts with you?
Absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah, we'll set it
Just
up.
checking.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's so hard to go to a place alone and just order so much food. I've gotten so many
Awkward,
weird
yeah.
looks. People are like, are you sure that's
Full
what you want to
12
order?
items, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, don't worry about it.
I got this.
But yeah, I can take people, which is really nice. It's really fun just to like get to know the city through going to restaurants with my friends and family.
Right. But one of the things is that you don't get comped meals. You don't let them know that, hey, I'm here from the Infatuation. I'm here to review you. You kind of go on the down low. and you just order whatever you want, and you're paying for it. Well, or the company's paying for it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, it adds some authenticity to it.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely try to be as honest and unbiased as we can be in our reviews. And so, yeah, make reservations under fake names. I have like fake names on all my reservation profiles. Show up unannounced. We don't accept any freebies or comped meals or press invites from PR firms. Especially now there's just like so many influencers and things like that and social media. So I think it's really valuable what we do.
And just for the record, Sydney and I will take freebies. We'll take as much free food as you guys. Anyone listening out there, if you want us to come eat at your restaurant, we'll take free food. But no, I think that's great. I think that's, and I noticed also that you don't bash restaurants. I take it if you don't like it, you just don't say anything about it.
Yeah. Our goal is always to just support the restaurants that we love. So
yeah. So that's cool too, because sometimes on Yelp, it's like, it took 5 minutes for me to get a glass of water. I'm going to give you 1 star.
1 star.
Yeah, it's so lame. Yeah. Because most of these restaurants, I think you do mostly mom and pop stuff, right?
Yeah. We try to definitely balance it out and not just give all love to restaurants that can afford to get a PR firm or anything like that. So, yeah.
And these people are, they're pouring their finances, their sweat and tears and money and everything into this.
Yeah, it's so hard to own a restaurant in the city.
Yeah. All right, so you guys review all different places, but we're going to talk mostly about Asian restaurants. And so that definition is pretty broad. So we're going to include South Asian, Southeast Asian, of course, Philippines, Pacific Islands. I think we'll throw in fusion as well. So there's not a lot of rules here, but we're going to talk mostly Asian food.
So what are some of your favorite stories that you've worked on?
There are so many. I really had so much fun doing this power ranking of the 2-word restaurants that start with dumpling because I just love dumplings.
Yeah.
So that research was just a lot of fun. And I got to find some other dumpling word restaurants that I hadn't known about, like Dumpling Park in the Sunset. That was a new one that I found that I loved. Another one of my recent favorite reviews was Noodle in a Haystack. And that is kind of a ramen-inspired tasting menu. It's in the Richmond. It's a tiny little counter. There's like 8 or 10 seats. And it's not all ramen. It's a lot of Japanese dishes. And it's run by this couple who used to do it out of their house.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just one of the best meals I've had in a long time.
So how many courses is it? Like 8 courses?
8. Wow. Yeah.
And there's small plates.
It's small, and then there's 2 bowls of ramen. One is like a cold or a warm ramen dish. And then the other one is a hot one with soup.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the price range on that?
That was, I believe, $195 a person.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's definitely a splurge special occasion.
Like birthday.
Big birthday, yeah.
You
not
figure
a
it's got to
casual
be good, though,
place,
for Julia to be
Yeah.
talking about it weeks after.
I loved it. I really
Yeah.
did.
8 courses as well is pretty.
I think I'm down. to try.
Yeah.
It's just money. It's just money, right?
Yeah.
What do you make money for if you're not going to spend it?
Exactly.
It could be a business expense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We don't really have that kind of budget over here, Sydney. But the water was a stretch for us. But we're gonna make it. All right. So you've been around the Bay your whole life, but basically your whole life. Do you see any trends in the last couple of years in terms of what's opening, what people are going to?
I have seen a lot of like modern takes on traditional Asian cuisines or dishes. That's been happening a lot. Like Bodega SF is a northern Vietnamese restaurant. It's run by like the son of the people who used to run Bodega when it was just kind of a Vietnamese restaurant before. And he's now kind of taken over, and now it's kind of upscale, more fancy, like seasonal dishes. What else? Pricome is another really great like modern Thai restaurant in the Richmond.
Yeah.
But also I feel like a lot of people are just leaning into casual dining experiences, like more walk-in, leaning away from reservations. Just 'cause everything is so expensive now. Like that's what people want, I think.
Yeah. And I think it's cheaper to run smaller places. Like, if you have a big place, it's so hard to fill a big place these days. So I think 4 or 5 tables, something like that is doable.
Yeah.
Speaking of modern takes, have you tried a dumpling place in San Mateo that does Cajun dumplings?
No.
It's like Cajun dim sum.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you been?
I have been.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was pretty good. They had Cajun shrimp like dumplings, and I found it interesting. My family liked it, but I was just a little mid about it.
Yeah.
But it had a lot. It's a very big variety of like different flavors, and I thought it was pretty good. There's also one near my house, a dumpling near the train station for Forest Hill. I don't know if you've been there.
Dumpling Zone?
Yeah, Dumpling Zone.
I love that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the ranking on that?
It did well, I
It's an
think.
8.2.
Wow.
8.1 or 8.2, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it did well. I looked it up because
Yeah.
I live near there too. My
Okay,
mom
yeah.
does, yeah.
Nice.
So Dumpling Zone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do some local restaurant recs. Now, apologies. Anyone listening who's not from the Bay Area, apologies to you. We're kind of teasing you with some restaurant recs here. But, you could always visit. You can always send these recommendations to a friend. If you live somewhere else, send this to your Bay Area friends. But hopefully you'll come by. Hopefully you'll come by and visit San Francisco. We would love you to come visit our city. So we're going to talk a little local, but maybe we'll describe it enough where it's still interesting to folks who don't live in the Bay Area. We'll describe these. Okay, so we have like a quote-unquote menu of topics here to throw at Julia. Yeah, pun intended. So,
Okay.
Julia, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So we have a bunch of categories for best Asian. So what do you think is the best Asian food under $10?
My favorite place for a meal under $10 is Saigon Sandwich.
Ah, you took mine.
I know.
Julia, wow. You have so many at your fingertips. You took my only one. No, I have another.
I love Saigon Sandwich.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's like $5 for a sandwich. It's amazing. And I
It
think
used
it's
to
the
be
best banh mi in the
It used
city.
to be like $2. So it used
Yeah,
to be,
yeah.
But yeah, it's still the best. What's your go-to Saigon sandwich?
I do love the meatball.
The
I know
meat.
you like that one,
Yeah.
but also the roast chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go everything on it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you like cilantro.
I do. Do you not?
I don't. It doesn't taste like soap to me, but I don't love it. Sometimes
Okay.
they put big gobs of cilantro in there. It's a little too much.
Sometimes when the stems are
Yeah.
really long,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
But yeah, kind of a little rough of a neighborhood, not gonna lie, but you're near Civic Center, so you can go to what is it, Asian Art Museum, you can go to City Hall, maybe
The beautiful library.
the library there, maybe get married
Yeah.
at City Hall and go have a Saigon sandwich. That would be memorable.
That
Right.
would be great.
But yeah, I was thinking about this price point under the cheap one, and $10 is getting hard.
I know.
Yeah.
It's getting hard.
Sad,
Even kids these days, how much do you bring for lunch? You got to bring 10, 15, $20.
Yeah, like $20. Normally, when I go to lunch, I would like to get a drink and something to eat.
Yeah. that's
Sandwiches are $11 already.
At least.
And then
yeah.
to get maybe like a drink after that, it's like $7. So I basically run out of my allowance,
I
like
know.
one day of eating.
I
Oh my
know,
God. Yeah. When I was in high school, I remember because I went to high school in Alameda. There was this place that would do $5 big tubs of fried rice.
Right? Yeah.
It's called Angkor Grill. They're closed now, which is really sad. But oh my God, it was so good. And
$5.
just $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get
So
through
much
the week
food.
on $25. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you could
yeah.
probably split it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so
But
much.
yeah, now it's like, but okay, don't tell my boss, Sydney, but we're about a mile and a half from Saigon Sandwich. So I can leave school, get a Saigon sandwich and come back. And I will because it's that good and that close and for the value. For the
I
money.
know.
Yeah.
It's the best.
But all right, so just because I knew you were going to do that.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. You're the guest. You get first pick. But I'm going to go with, out in the outer sunset on Terraville, I'm going to go with StiX. I'm going to go with the Korean,
Oh, is that the Korean?
Korean
Yes.
corn dog. You can get a corn dog for like $8.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's not a hearty meal, but it is delicious.
Do you get the one with cheese?
I go the half and half. I go sausage, half hot sausage, half cheese, and I'll do the ramen coating on the outside.
Nice.
Chen, do you ever get the ones that come for food fest? So we have an event
3 or 4
which is
times
food
a
fe-
year,
yeah, 3 or
yeah.
4 times a year, food fest, where a bunch of clubs like sell food. And recently, one club, I think it's the Pep Club, has been selling like StiX. They cater
Korean
a
corn
hundreds,
Yeah.
100 or 200 corn dogs, cheese and hot
Yeah.
dog, and then they just I think they made like over $1,000
Wow.
selling it.
I did buy one from them. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, no. So that's good for them. Yeah, no. So it's a filling meal. It hits the spot. It gets kind of the you get the MSG, you get the crunch,
the good
mouth
stuff.
feel. You get good mouth feel on
that's
those
true.
corn dogs. Yeah. So under 10 is getting more and more rare, but they're still out there. So you're still out there. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go with Asian splurge meal now. So let's say you have unlimited funds. Where are you
Okay,
going?
well, there's Noodle in a Haystack, which I
Okay.
talked about already. That's
Okay.
$195 a person.
Okay. Which,
That's-
by the way, is not crazy.
I know, unfortunately, like that for a tasting menu in the city now,
I mean,
it's
Bay
like
Area.
normal price, I guess.
I guess.
Also, there's an omakase place called Chen in the Lower Haight, which I love.
Yeah.
It's a tiny counter, also very small.
Have you done an omakase? Best omakase? Oh,
Yes,
you
we
guys
have.
did. You
Yes,
guys
I
did.
ate so much fish.
Oh man! You know what? Though? Are you
In a-
complaining?
no,
Are
not
you
at all.
You better
No.
not be complaining.
It was so much fun, but it was sushi like every day, which I mean, I loved it.
But yeah, it's a little.
But I
much.
kind of defined the periods of my life and like what infatuation guides I was writing at the time. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
March 2022.
I don't
that was
think
sushi.
you're supposed to do omakase every day. I don't think that's what it's designed for.
Yeah.
But
But it's fun. I
yeah.
mean,
For the job.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
got to do it.
It's research.
Your boss tells you to do it. You got to do it.
exactly.
Those are like $300,
I
$200,
know.
$300 menus. Yeah.
I would go to a lot alone just to use my budget efficiently.
Yeah.
And so then people would get a little confused by me.
No, but you know what though? If you're gonna do alone, omakase not bad because
Yeah.
you're talking to the chef anyway.
Yeah. And I can just sit there and watch and
You're at
eat,
the counter.
mind my business. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to have conversation with anyone because the chef is there to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it when they talk to you. Like I love when they
It's
explain
fun,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It makes all the difference. Yeah. Okay. So, have you ever been to Benu? Benu?
No, I haven't. It's on my list though.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's
Have you?
like no, I have not. Public school teacher. Come on, Julie. It's like $400.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it's who's it? Corey Lee. Yeah, he's a Korean American chef, and I heard it's worth it, which makes me I don't know. Are you the type? See, this is my problem. I would not be a good food reviewer, I think, because I like everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things that are bad, but I'm pretty satisfied with an $8 corn dog.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know? So I don't know, because for $350, $400, I could probably eat for 2 months. you
Right.
know?
No, that is so much money for one meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just to say you went,
Right.
try stuff. I don't know.
God, I feel so bad with. I was gonna give a splurge answer, and the prices that you guys are listing, I can't
No,
really.
no,
No,
no.
but
You know-
splurge is different for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Sydney. No,
Yeah.
no one's gonna make fun of you. No.
I would say Farmhouse Thai.
Yeah.
Yes.
Farmhouse-
Yes.
I remember
not cheap.
It's
No.
definitely not cheap.
But
I
it's great.
went there twice. The first time I didn't really enjoy it because we didn't know what to order off the menu.
And you looked at the prices, you're like
Yeah.
$78 for a soup.
Yeah,
You know,
like, and then I went a second time, but then with people who actually knew what to order, and it was like amazing.
Yeah.
It was a completely different experience.
Yeah.
But that price point is so
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
for a kid, yeah.
And then for like just good Thai food, I haven't really seen any like in the city, in my opinion.
Okay,
Like when I think of Thai food, I don't really think of anywhere here since I do travel to Thailand. I just think of either Farmhouse Thai or one in Daly City. Which one is it? What's it called again?
They changed. It was Bangkok Garden. Is that one you're thinking of?
No, I'm thinking of. It's not just Thai. It's like Malaysian.
Oh, Banana Island?
Banana Island. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I think of when I think of Thai in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Okay.
Do you have any recommendations for Thai
I
food?
do. Did the Thai guide last spring, I remember. My favorite place is the Thonglor, which is in Union Square. It's like a tiny little place. And it's walk-ins only. There's like 8 tables, but it's really, really good. I think that would be my favorite. I also like Emphawa in the Richmond. Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, more casual.
So, what are
spots.
the price ranges on it? Because
Those
I'm
are-
still a student.
Yeah. No, those ones are casual, like,
Yeah.
definitely cheaper than Farmhouse Thai.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Farmhouse Thai, I mean, someone has a background in social media management or something.
Yeah.
They knew how to set it up. Every dish that comes out is grammable, and it's just, you've seen it. I bet everyone out there has seen a picture from Farmhouse Thai.
Yeah, and they do the birthday song if it's your birthday.
Oh,
they come
yeah.
out with like cymbals and they're singing. It's this whole thing.
Yeah, and the drinks and the blue rice. It's a
Yeah,
thing. It's a
yeah.
thing, yeah. So go with the group, though, because then you can get more, they're big dishes. They're very big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Farmhouse Thai too as well. All right, so we got a couple splurges in there. I was going to say omakase too. I was going to say omakase is a good way to splurge. I think on your list you had Hinata. I like Hinata.
I haven't been, but maybe one of the other writers has been.
Yeah, it was on. I think it was on the list. It's up down the street, not far from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How about romance and Asian food? So, what do you think? First date, or should we go? What do you think? First date or?
I think second date.
Okay, so you know this person.
second date.
Second date's a lot of pressure, though.
I know.
I feel like first dates should never be dinners.
Oh,
Because-
keep it casual.
Yeah.
Because then you're locked in. You're locked in
Yeah.
for 2
I
hours.
actually agree. I know someone who accidentally kind of took a first date to a nice restaurant.
And you're there for two
And
and a half
then,
hours.
I mean, it went fine, but was like, wait, I shouldn't have done this.
Maybe coffee next
Yeah.
time.
Coffee,
Yeah.
drinks, yeah.
I think like if you're gonna go on a restaurant date, it's either the second or third date after
Okay,
you've known them
okay.
for a lot longer.
So you know each other a little bit, so you're pretty comfortable. All right, where would you go for romance in San Francisco or Bay Area?
So now I have dumplings on the mind, obviously, clearly, because of the
Yeah.
guide last week. But Dumpling Story just opened a new place on Valencia.
Uh-huh.
And so first there's Dumpling Home in Hayes Valley, and then they opened a Dumpling Story on Fillmore in Pack Heights. And now they have another Dumpling Story on Valencia in the Mission. And this location has a bar. There's these big green booths. I just went this weekend, and it was great. It's,
Yeah.
casual enough
Yeah,
for a date, but also like
yeah.
a little fun.
I don't think you want to go to a really stuffy place.
No.
Yeah, if it's like $400, it's too much. It's
Yeah.
too much. Yeah, no, not even that much. But if it's too stuffy, it's too quiet in a way.
Right.
Too much pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also nearby other stuff. So if it goes well, then you can go
That's true.
get a drink somewhere else.
Yeah, you should game plan. Yeah,
Yeah.
so game plan if the dinner goes well, game plan what comes after.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart. How about you, Sydney? Where would you go?
This is hard because I'm a teenager.
Teenagers, yeah. Cheesecake Factory.
No, I've never actually been to Cheesecake Factory.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
that
God.
was kind of the place.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the place.
That
Yeah,
was
I
the
had
place.
like
Where
many a
everyone, like,
birthday
prom.
at Cheesecake
Yeah,
Factory.
birthdays and whatever.
The bread, the brown
I
bread.
think a place that I've been to for a lot of dates has actually been Marugame Udon.
Oh my God,
Okay,
I
yeah,
love.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's so cheap. It is like
Yeah.
right there at the mall. It's so
Yeah.
convenient.
And you have time to talk in line.
Exactly.
Yes.
The line is so long.
So you get to know each other a little bit, and then, yeah, you could either say after it's over, you say, okay, let's go home, or you can
Let's
say,
watch a movie.
Let's get a movie. Let's walk the mall. Maybe let's go.
And also, the dim lighting is also really nice. It feels more
Okay.
intimate,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
That's why I like smaller spaces that are darker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A very big lighting person when it comes to
No,
restaurant
that's-
atmosphere.
That's intentional.
Definitely.
That's definitely
Yeah.
intentional.
Can't have fluorescent lights on
Yeah.
a date.
Now,
No.
do you slurp your noodles when you're on this date? I mean, that's a bold move, right?
That's true. That's true.
You're supposed to,
Yeah.
but on a first date or a early date, that'd be kind of.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. I think you gotta do it.
Yeah, I
It's like
think
a
so.
test.
Yeah,
If they can't handle that,
exactly.
they're not the person for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, what's it called? Marugame.
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 It's
They have it at
Stonestown. Yeah.
They have one in Hawaii, which is weird.
They have one in San Jose too.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, I don't really crave hot noodles in Hawaii, but maybe people do. Oh, yeah. All right, next category. Why don't you do the letter C, Sydney?
All right. What are some unique places and experiences? I know we just talked about Farmhouse Thai.
That's a good one.
But like kind of a different experience, maybe.
Yeah.
I think one that's pretty unique is Empress by Boon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's on the 6th floor or the 4th floor in Chinatown. You have to take an elevator up. Just like gorgeous
Yeah.
views. I went at sunset once and it was so beautiful.
Right. They have a whole story, right? Like when they made Empress called Empress of China, right?
Yeah.
Before they brought in the wood from Taiwan or something. Like they brought in like when they built that place, and so Boon kept up that, didn't change the look a lot, but modernized it. But yeah, what's the food like? He's kind of known for finger food and street food, but what is Empress like doing?
Yeah, it's a tasting menu.
Okay.
So I think that the price has actually gone up. I haven't been in a while. I went when they first opened. I reviewed it back then, but it's been a while. I've heard that the price has gone up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tasting menu with like kind of little bites and then some shareable entrees. They have really good duck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here for the duck.
Yeah, yeah.
And props to them, him and Brandon Ju and, George Chen. Props to them for kind of throwing some money into Chinatown. And it's had a tough couple years, many years. And to update things and to give people a destination to go to, props to that. I'm glad they're doing that. So
Yeah.
All right, show some love for your Chinatowns, people, wherever you are. The places there need some help, I think. So, all right. Next I had one too. You ever been to Old Mandarin?
Yes.
Outer Sunset.
Yes.
Way
oh my
outer
God.
Sunset.
They have such good dumplings.
It's so different too. It's northern, it's Islamic Mandarin Chinese food. So they have like a lot of lamb, some mutton, they have like some different things. So they have like the chungyou bing with the beef inside of it, and it's just they roll it up and they'll do the hot pot. So it's a different experience than, San Francisco for a longest time was pretty much Canto or Hong Kong, everything, and every menu was kind of the same, which was kind of uninteresting. But then now we're getting some different, some of the places that you mentioned are just different. They're northern influence or Shanghai influence or Taiwan influence. So it's kind of good. It's mixing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and slide into the next category. There's
a lot of Asians in San Francisco. Obviously, there's a lot of Asians in San Francisco. And maybe they're looking for a taste of home. What would you say is the best, Asian comfort food place?
See, this would be my go-to. Like, instead of going to Bennu, I would rather go to an Asian comfort food place 10 times.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Maybe,
I agree. I love getting wonton soup. Han's Wonton House in Chinatown.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
What's your order there? What do you get?
Just the wonton noodle soup with chashu on the top.
Chashu.
Yeah.
Yeah. That place is good. Have you been down there?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I just went there. Funnily enough, I just went there not that long. Again, on the clock, I was working, but it's not that from Chinatown's right there.
Yeah.
So I got down there and I bumped into an old student, and we were just like,
God.
"Oh, you work down here too?" Like, yeah, kind of. But yeah, they have a whole bunch of different. You can get your beef stomach, beef tripe. You can get short ribs. It's good.
What's your order?
You know what? I went. It says it's my first time going that time. And I judge it based on just the wonton soup. You got to start with that and then pile the stuff on, because that's how I judge a wonton place.
Yeah, any soup is good comfort food. Like I was just at Kevin's the other night in the Sunset.
Yeah, I have
good.
2 right by me in Daly City. So I have my choice. I have my choice.
Wow.
I agree with you on soup. I think a comfort food place that I really loved when growing up, it was Loy's. It was in the Sunset. It's kind of a dingy place, but it did close recently. But I've been going. I went there since I was a baby, and the pho there was so good. And the owners are super nice. They're just a little old Asian family, just trying to make it out and everything. And when I think of comfort places, I think of what is homely.
Yeah. Well, I got to show you too that if you find a place that you love, you gotta go. You gotta keep going, because you gotta keep those people in business. Don't cry when they close and say, "Oh gosh, why did they close?" No, you gotta go there. You gotta go there a couple times a week. So if you find a good pho place, that protect that place at all.
Exactly.
Especially since all the pho places are getting so expensive.
It is hard to find a good one. Yeah.
I think the go-to one's Kevin's now.
I know. Well, I like Kevin's too because they can do sizes.
Yeah.
You can get small, medium, large.
Yeah. No, they're solid. Pho Huan Hip. I'm not saying it right, but yeah, Kevin's Noodle House. I'm going to throw in one, also in the Sunset. I'm going to throw in one. Now, this is kind of maybe controversial a little, but I'm going to go with Cafe Bakery on Noriega.
Okay, I've never been.
Is Hong Kong style. So they call it like soy sauce American food in the translation of it, or it's basically like pork chop, like Macau pork chop over rice, or you can get like a spaghetti or something with clams, with a little Asian flavor to it. So yeah, this place has been around forever, and a lot of people know about it. It's not a secret, not really a secret, but for comfort food, that I love it because I kind of grew up with American food, but I love a little Asian twist to it. So yeah, Cafe Bakery on Noriega.
Have you been to VIP Coffee and Cake Shop?
In Chinatown?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I went there, and what happened? I ended up at Dim Sum Bistro next door. Yeah. But I don't know. I looked in, and then it just looked like I didn't want to sit there by myself. But I should have. But what would you order there?
Well, I recently went with my coworker, and this happens every time I go out. Anyways, I just order so much food, and they're all concerned for me. But we got like the chicken wings, and we got the macaroni soup.
Yeah.
And we got some spaghetti dish. I don't remember which one. But like the danta and the pineapple buns were just like my favorite thing. Wow. And their milk tea is really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hot. Hong Kong style.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love those places. All right, also not far from work. Might see
Field trip.
There.
Another thing that you just brought up, macaroni soup. I don't know if you heard of it, DNA Cafe. It's in the Richmond. It's like it's kind of like Cafe Bakery in a sense, where it's like super.
It's very similar.
Low, like what food? Like what cuisine
it's
specifically?
Kind of like Hong Kong night food. It's you can get your octopus balls on a stick.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
I just remember the macaroni soup and the watermelon juice.
Yeah. All right, another funny story. So DNA, so it's kind of a dingy cafeteria style place. That is where I asked my in-laws if I could marry my wife.
Wow.
They suggested it. They said, I go, because my wife was out of town. Now my wife was out of town. And I was like, hey, I want to take you out to dinner and ask you something. And then they're like, hey, how about DNA Cafe?
Wow.
So over octopus balls, whatever else, some kind of rice plate, I asked them if I could marry their daughter. And the answer was, maybe. But all's well that ends well. All's well that ends well. They needed some time to think about it. And it went well. So, wow, we're going a little long here, but I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
You okay on time?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, this one's fun. This one's fun for the kids out there, Sydney.
Kids.
Late night Chinese food.
Well, it doesn't have to be just for kids. People are traveling into San Francisco.
That's true.
That is true.
You go to a concert, you go to a club
or
something.
Coming to a flight.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So what are some late night spots to go to?
There's not that many anymore.
Yeah.
I know. We did a late night guide recently, and we were like, what even is late night in SF? Like past 11
9:30?
p.m. Yeah, 9:30.
8:30 is late for us out here.
Yeah. I feel like most places are closed by 9, for sure.
For real.
Yeah.
But I like Cocobang.
Oh.
It's in Lower Nob Hill. It's like a Korean, kind of like a great drunchies spot. They have like fried chicken and corn cheese and like tteokbokki and
corn cheese.
It's fun.
Yeah. Now Lower Nob Hill.
Yeah, Lower Knob, Tenderloin,
Basically tender knob.
yeah, whatever new name that we're calling
No,
it.
that you don't want to go there too late, or don't go alone.
Yeah. Go with the group.
Go with the group. Yeah, have you ever been to Tai Shan on Broadway? They're open till 3 a.m.
Oh my God, I'll have to go and add it to the guide.
Yeah, go out there, add that to the guide. They're super good bojai fan. If you have the rice, how do you translate bojai? The clay pot rice. Yeah, super good. So yeah, I was surprised. Because I don't, we used to go to San Wall. San Wall was open late. Because I used to work in a movie theater back in the day. In the 90s. So you work in a movie theater and you're done by midnight.
Right.
And you got to find somewhere to eat. So we used to go to Chinatown, you go to San Wall. But then San Wall moved. I don't think they're open that late anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, I went recently. I don't think they are.
Yeah. But there used to be a bunch of 24-hour places. Just hard to find nowadays.
Yeah.
Like after prom, where are you going, Sydney?
After prom?
In and out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
what I
probably
did.
In and out, because that's what we've done for the last 2 dances.
Yeah, that was my move for sure.
That's the move.
Trying to think of like a late night place that I usually go to. But the only one I could think of is Naya, the dessert cafe.
Oh, the dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That counts.
They,
Totally
yeah,
counts.
12 a.m.
Oh, that's late.
Yeah, that's
For
late.
SF, that's late.
Yeah, pretty late.
Yeah.
But I love Naya. Like, I think something I like about Naya that's really unique to them is like their shaved ice isn't like real shaved ice. It's like just milk. So it melts faster, but it's not like grating to eat.
Yeah, it just kind of like melts.
Yeah, it's smooth and nice and super yummy, especially with the mangoes.
You know where you got to go if you're south of the city? You ever heard of Lucky Chances?
No.
It's a casino.
Oh,
It's a card club. It's a card club by the cemetery. So you're in Colma, I think, but they have a 24-hour like food place, and you know most of the dudes that are gambling at like middle of the night are Asian dudes. Most of them. So it's like 24 hours, and I think they have like Filipino food and Chinese food. 24 hours. You don't have to gamble to go to the restaurant. So
Right,
you
right.
just go slide in. So if you're really desperate and you have a car, if you're on 280 heading back to Palo Alto after a Giants game or something, swing by Lucky Chances Cafe. All right, so I think that's it for our Rex list. Hopefully everyone out there, you got some Rex. Now again, if you don't live here, it's fine. You can send this list to people who do live here, or please come visit us. Okay, so we're going to slide into the quick fire questions. These are just whatever comes to your mind first. All right. Sydney, you want to go?
So, what's your favorite food destination outside of the Bay Area?
Wait, do I have to answer in one word? Or like,
No.
just, like really quick?
No.
Just whatever comes to your
Okay,
mind.
we say quick fire, but
Yeah.
we go on for a while. So
Yeah, okay.
whatever, you can elaborate. Yeah, of course.
Okay, because there's so many. I mean, we were talking about like New York and LA earlier. I think they
And
both
even
have amazing
LA.
foods. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was there for school, so I got to know kind of the restaurant scene down there pretty well.
Yeah.
I love LA for food.
But when you say LA, do you think SGV, Orange County?
Yeah, SGV, like 626
Right.
area. I mean, it's
K-Town?
yeah, K-Town. There's just so
Chinatown?
much.
Yeah.
There's so much.
There's so much in LA.
Yeah.
But so it's a good town. Yeah. That'd be that if you had only one plane ticket a year to eat. That's where you go.
Well, I mean, there are like I haven't been back to Asia since I was young,
Oh, that's
but I
true.
definitely want to like go and just spend
Oh,
months there and
man.
just like eat because I
Yeah.
feel like you
Oh,
know
it's the
obviously the
motherland.
food is so good. Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
source.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, we are kind of spoiled though. I mean, I think I like traveling, but we are kind of spoiled that we can get pretty good
Yeah.
almost anything.
Yeah.
Almost. So, I mean, you should definitely go to the homeland.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while. I mean, I need to go back.
But, you know, we got pretty good food here.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Go ahead, Sydney.
All right. What is the best meal ever?
Impossible question.
I know it's impossible.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, and it's just so subjective. Like I
Right.
feel like a lot of restaurant meals or just meals in general to me are so tied to like memories and nostalgia that it's so hard to narrow down to any one. Like
Yeah. No, I agree. That's an impossible question.
it could be like, you know, like a really fun group birthday
Right, I
meal
was gonna
somewhere, or
say-
it's like I get home and there's like a bowl of noodle soup for me after a long trip.
Yeah.
That's like an amazing meal.
Or
you
you're
know?
camping and a peanut butter and jelly
Yeah,
like tastes the
yeah,
best
you're
yet.
so hungry.
Or
Yeah.
maybe this would be a better question. Like, if you had to choose one thing to eat, what would it be?
Like forever.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, that's all you get. Or
Yeah.
how about your last meal? Like, let's say you're on death row and you get
That's-
one meal. That'd be hard too.
I know it's so hard.
Oh man.
I feel like I would. I mean, we talked about this earlier. Soup. I would want like a really good bowl of noodle soup.
Yeah. How about you, Sydney?
A big craving I've been having, and it's up Polk Street too. Korean soul chicken. Oh,
Okay.
it's like the
Yeah.
best fried chicken ever.
Yeah.
I would choose
That's a good
like
one.
any Korean fried chicken, Aria's, Korean soul. Like, oh my god, they're delicious. The coating on it's really
crisp.
good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's-
Cocobang has really
yeah.
good Korean fried
I
chicken.
need to
You
try
should
that.
try it.
I need to
The
try that.
After
mouthfeel.
prom.
It's the
It's the
mouthfeel,
mouthfeel.
Sydney.
It's the mouthfeel. I
Yeah.
love. That's another thing. Like, chicken has like very different mouthfeel depending on what
Right.
part it is.
That's true
Like,
too. Yeah.
I think for example, popcorn chicken.
Oh, I love popcorn chicken.
Like Quickly's is known for popcorn chicken, right? But then the places differ so much wherever you go.
Yeah.
And I think the only good one is Irving and Chinatown, if I'm gonna be honest.
You've been to all of them?
I've been to a good amount of them.
Okay.
And
We should hire you to write a guide.
Yeah, we should.
Popcorn chicken ranked.
Popcorn chicken ranked. No, just Quickly popcorn chicken.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
even-
You're right.
It's
You're
not
right.
even all.
Quickly's popcorn chicken.
Okay, no, that's good to know. Yeah, no, that's not. The fried chicken's not a bad pick either. A really good fried chicken.
Yeah.
Like with you guys, you gotta eat. Like if it's to go only, do you just eat it in the car then? Like
Yeah.
Like if you had to take away only.
Yeah, like this morning with the bagels, I ate it on the hood of my coworker's car.
Because you can't wait all the way to get back to the office. It's not gonna be good. Right?
Yeah.
So you gotta, like if you get fried chicken, you gotta eat it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to know. All right. We're gonna play a little round of this or that. Again, whatever pops to your head. Okay. Rice or noodles.
Rice.
Okay. Soy sauce or hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Okay. Surf or turf.
Surf.
Okay.
I have one
All right,
actually.
go for it.
Hoisin or oyster sauce.
Hoisin.
Yeah, a little sweeter. Let's see. Do I have anyone? Okay. Okay. Let's get into the nitty gritty.
Okay.
Xiaolong bao, or what's the fried one? Sanjin bao.
Xiaolong bao.
Oh.
I know. Basic, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love them.
Okay.
Wasabi or ginger.
Ginger.
Okay. Egg roll or lumpia.
Lumpia.
Okay. Pho or wonton mein.
I think pho.
Okay. All right.
These are hard.
These are hard, right?
Yeah.
No, you're like it hurts your soul a little bit.
I know. I'm like sweating.
Yeah. All right, we'll let you off then. Okay, that's good. So I think that just about does. You got any more questions for Julia?
Didn't we used to ask a question like, who's your
Oh shoot. Do you have one?
My what?
So our signature question, which I forgot to put in the notes here, is we ask people to pick their infatuation. Infatuation is anyone in the Asian community
Oh my
that you
God.
admire, living or deceased. Could be someone you know, could be someone that you don't know. So Julia Chen,
Just any Asian?
any Asian. Could be yourself if you want to.
Oh my God, that is so hard.
We've had people pick their grandparents, celebrities, anyone you like.
Oh my God, yeah, pressure's on. I mean, my editor, Lonnie, she's an Infatuasian.
All right.
And she really pushed me to come and do this.
Ooh.
Nice.
She was like, you should go. It'll
You
be fun.
hesitated?
Yeah, I was like, well, I was like,
Julia.
I've never done a podcast.
Come on, it's just
like,
talking.
I know.
All right,
But
Lonnie.
yeah,
Thanks,
she's
Lonnie.
so great. She's the best.
Are you just saying that?
No.
Okay,
I
Lonnie,
love her.
she's not just
I love her dearly.
She looked me in the eyes. She promised me she's not just saying that. Lonnie is her infatuation. All right, cool. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming in, Julia. That's super fun talking to you.
Oh, God, thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
so
anytime.
fun.
Yeah, no, anytime. Yeah, you're right down the street, so anytime
Yeah,
you want to
we'll
hang
go
out.
eat.
Yeah, well, come on.
Yeah.
That's a given, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, thank you for coming in, and thank you, Sydney, for sitting in again.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you,
Sydney.
Curtis, for having me.
Oh,
And
my
thank
pleasure,
you, Julia.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming up and reminding me that you're still interested in doing this podcast. But okay, so thank you everyone out there for listening. You can look up Julia's stuff over at infatuasian.com. I keep saying Asian. I can't not say it. Okay, she is at theinfatuation.com/San Francisco. And you can also just find her on Instagram at Infatuation_SF. And you can find us wherever you find podcasts, on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. We're actually on YouTube now,
We are.
but it's just my logo
Oh.
and me talking. So if you want to stare at the logo for 45 minutes while you hear me talk, be my guest. But it's actually for YouTube Music. YouTube Music is now in the podcasting game. So I joined the YouTube world. I have like 2 views per it's pretty sad. But anyway, you can find us on all those places. You can look us up on Infatuation on Instagram, Infatuation Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. You can write us an email, a good old-fashioned email at infatuationpodcast@gmail.com. And thank you again for listening, and bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right. Fun.
Yay.